Hey folks, welcome back to another Plumeria Salazle video, and today, or I guess tonight, later tonight, at Reset, well depending on where you live, at Reset we will get the new Lucian Seviper dual featured banner with Plumeria Salazzle. So obviously Lucy's the new unit here, Plumeria Salazzle's an old unit, but however, I actually do kind of like how they're doing this, because when Plumeria first came out on her on her banner, right, she actually was like dual featured with Guzma, both like 1% banner, right? So obviously, the chances to get Plumeria were pretty low, and that's not, that's not too fun. If you guys remember my summon videos, I didn't even get her on the banner. I got her on like someone else's banner eventually, or enough to 3 out of 5 her, right? So that was pretty sad, but I do like how they're trying to run her back on her own. Well, it's not completely her own banner, but a 2% banner where she gets the 2% rates, because Lucy Seviper, for those of you who do not know, is going to be a 4-star, our first 4-star Gasha unit that's added since the launch, right? Since the original pool. So hopefully they do this more often. It's cool to see more 4-star units get added to the pool. And again, this is just speculation on my part, but I think the reason why they don't do this more often is probably because it doesn't really make them, much money. I don't know. It's just a guess. I don't know. But I mean, it makes sense, right? But yeah, again, Seviper is going to be added to the game as well. It's going to be featured. We don't exactly know the rates yet, because this hasn't really happened before. Like, the closest that we've gotten to like a 4-star raid up banner was like all the way back in, I think, October or something, right, when they had a fighting and flying type banner. But that banner wasn't exactly like a giving 4 stars a featured rate. It just gives like every unit that is flying or fighting, regardless of their stars, a 2 times rate on the banner, right, which is kind of weird. And the rates weren't really that good. Like, they were like lower than your regular featured rates. So yeah, there's that to keep in mind. Again, like I mentioned before, we don't know the rates on these. Hopefully they're high for Lucian Seviper. So for those who just want Lucian Seviper, could get them relatively easily. Hopefully it's just at least higher than 2%. 10% would be nice. I'll take 10%. But yeah. Anyways, let's go over these units and talk about if you. Well, I mean, you don't really have to talk about these units before we get into if you somehow this banner, right? It's a 4-star. You'll get it eventually. If you're trying to go for a Plumeria, then that's, I guess, a different conversation. But anyways, let's go through the units first. So Lucian Seviper. Lucian Seviper, again, 4-star, right? When you increase it to a 5-star, obviously it gets much better stats. Gets what, plus 20 or something, right, on those. So actually no, they don't do that anymore because of the level thing. Never mind. But yeah, at 5-star, or at 4-star, whatever, you get 534 HP, 180 defense, and 180 special defense. So like these defense, these defensive stats are really, really good, right? As for like the attack and special attack stats, it's kind of whatever. I mean, the special attack is like not bad, I guess, if you really care about that. Just in comparison to like other special attackers, right? But again, it doesn't matter, because okay, I'm trying to make a joke about how Ethan's stat is super low, but Ethan's still higher. Ethan's like 270 something, right? 274. But hey, it's close enough. Anyways, okay. I'll leave Ethan alone for today. But yeah, offense stats are kind of whatever. Again, she is a tech unit, right? Poison tech unit, weak to psychic, 4-star. And then 247 speed. I don't know exactly why they made her speed not that great. Which doesn't make too much. I mean, it's a Viper. It's a snake, right? But yeah, that's her stats. Her stats are kind of whatever. Again, her defense stats are fine. So the other stats are not that great. As for the moveset, you got Poison Fang, has a good chance of leaving the target badly poisoned. So that's really, really good, right? Obviously. And you also have Wrap. And then you also have, which again, leaves target wrapped, 2 gauge, 39 power, 9% accuracy, single target, normal, physical. And her trainer move is I Dare You, which has 2 uses on yourself. Removes all status conditions from the user, raises user's defense and special defense, makes the user gradually heal itself. So Seviper would be a solid tank. It's gonna, like, again, really, really solid defenses. 180, like anything more than 180 in my view is good defenses. You don't have to go up to like 200. Like, we don't even have that many like 200 defense or defense slash special defense units, right? Like there's like a handful, or I guess not a handful, but there's like there's like a dozen of them out there. But yeah, anything over 180 is fine in my view. And then again, you also raise your defenses while you're at it. You got self heal, which is probably the most important part for tanks. Like right now, like if your tank does not have any sort of like self heal, your tank will struggle. Like for example, Rosa's a really good example, because like if you check Rosa's like defensive stats, particularly like special defensive stats, right? She has really good special defenses and solid defenses as well, right? Good defenses, right? But like you just don't use Rosa's tank anymore, just because again she doesn't self heal. She just dies like too quickly. Same thing with Phoebe. Again, really good defenses, dies too quickly. Just because don't heal yourself. So Seviper does do that, so that's obviously really good, and you raise your defenses, so it's gonna be a solid tank. And like what they're trying to do with Seviper is actually pretty interesting. I like it a lot, right? Because you're tanking, right, as well as you're poisoning the opponent and wrapping them, so you're getting trap damage and poison damage at the same time, so like double like DOT on that, so that's really nice. And then you got your attacking move, which is Sludge Bomb. Poison, 92 power only for some reason. Well, I know why, because you also have a moderate chance of leading target poison as well, and it's a 100% accuracy move, so the slightly lower power is I don't know, it's like that much. It's like what, 6 points lower than what you get with like stuff like a psychic or like whatever, right? 8 points lower than an earthquake, which again, it's not low, it's still really good. And then you got 3 gauges, right? Poison special. So that's her moves, right? In terms of your sync move, Pike Queen Poison Fang, that's her title in there, right? 200 power, physical, but increases if the target is poisoned or badly poisoned, so that's obviously really good. As for its passive skills, Unhindered. When Pokemon attacks, ignores damage reducing effects on the opponent's field of play. That's the same as what Haxorus gets on her grid, right? This is a very good passive skill. Probably not the best unit to have this passive skill on, because again, you're a tech unit, you're probably not going to do damage a lot. But I mean, if you want to make her do damage, she can actually do some solid damage, because you also have Toxic Power 3 and Stationary Target 3. So even though she has like really, well, I wouldn't say really low, but relatively low offensive stats, she's still going to do like much more damage than, almost mentioned him again, sorry. But much more damage than a lot of your other run-the-mill strikers, right? When you get buffs and all that stuff. Just because again, this is an extra 60% damage once you get both poison and the trap on him, and again, Sludge Bomb's really solid move. So like as for a tech unit, you will be hitting really hard. So there's that. I guess I get like, if anything, at least you could use it over Roxy. Seviper's definitely going to do more damage than Roxy, and also even though Roxy has like good stats for a tank, and Roxy does raise her defenses, like I guess like this is really like the only comparison you want to make, because Salazzle is straight up better as a damage dealer, right? There's no question about that. But as for like Scolipede, Scolipede obviously does have much better base stats, but like you just get an extra 60% damage boost on your passive, right? This is kind of like LL Silver's. Like a lot of people like, incredibly underestimate Silver, just because like Silver has really bad offense stats, but Silver does really good damage because of the passive buffs, right? I think Roxy was physical defense. Oh, actually, never mind, special defense. I misremembered. But yeah, Roxy does have that, but again, unfortunately, for Roxy, you're not gonna like really tank with Roxy. Like your Roxy's defensive stats aren't the greatest. Plus, again, you don't have heal, and like you don't need to tank with Roxy. Roxy is a striker. You don't need to worry about that. You just do damage with the Roxy, and you should be fine. But Lucy Seviper with buffs should be a really good poison type striker for those who don't have Plumeria, right? So yeah, that's basically it for Lucy Seviper. In my opinion, probably the best, not the second best, 4-star, right, that you could pull from the gachas, right? So it's a good unit. It's nothing crazy though. It's just good for a 4-star gacha. So anyways, moving on to Plumeria Salazzle. Plumeria Salazzle's much better as a striker, which again, Lucy's a tech, but Plumeria Salazzle is a proper striker, and a lot of people underestimate Plumeria a lot, because when you see her stats, you see like similar things with Ethan, right? Really bad special attack. I think this is like 2 points lower than Ethan even, right? I can't stop bringing up Ethan, sorry. But you do have some really, really good stuff. You have really good speed here, right? And you have a really nice stat buffing move with Out of My Way. Which basically, you know, if you like this is basically like Sceptile's trainer move, except just so much better, right? If you compare it, like, you can also compare it to like Guzma and his trainer move, right? It's based on how many gauges you have, except you don't consume the gauges. Like, the gauges are still there, you just need those gauges to get the buff. So this is a very, very good buff, right? And then also you get your speed maxed out, you get special attack maxed out. You got move gauge. Like, you will never run out of move gauges with Salazzle, basically, right? And Sludge Wave, that's an AoE 97 power move. Very small chance of poisoning. Smog, moderately good chance of leaving target poisoned. Only 70% accuracy, though, which is annoying. But it is a 1 gauge move. For the sync move, it's 250, no additional effect, pretty standard. As your passive, yeah, super duper effective too, so that's an extra 20% damage. Then antitoxin and flame proof, right? For some reason. But yeah, Salazzle, like, when you just, like, look at her like this, she's fine, but, like, she's nothing amazing, right? Almost was going to compare her to another Sunbow 5-star striker, but I'm gonna refrain from doing that. But anyways, you know, she's not the, you know, if you compare her, like, to, like, other strikers, she's probably one of the weaker ones, right? But, however, she does have a sync grid, which makes her really, really interesting, not just as a striker, but as a tech unit as well, because on her sync grid, you could actually pick up Smog Staggering, right? I'm not going to do the whole path, but, you know, Smog Staggering, which gives Smog a 50% chance to flinch as well, right? So, not only do you have, like, I think 50% or, like, 50-something%, right? Chance of poisoning the opponent with Smog, you also have 50% chance of flinching them as well. So when you're spamming Smog, you could have both of those occur on your opponent at the same time in just one move, right? And you also have a move gauge refresh 4 on a 1 gauge, again, 1 gauge spammable move. So this is going, like, Plumeria is a very, very, very good tech unit, in my opinion. It's an okay striker, but I just think it's just much better used when you're using using her as a tech unit. As for some other stuff, you have Harry 3, which that's another extra 30% power up if the target is flinching, right? Which is fine, I guess. As for some other stuff, you get an inertia, do some good damage with their sync move, I guess, if you want. Sludge Wave, you got 2 move gauge refresher with Sludge Wave, which is nice. Toxic Power 3, again, extra 30% when, you know, it's poison. So, like, with the Super Duper Effective, that's 20%. Toxic Power is 30%. Harry 3 is 30%. So, like, theoretically, if you get all that stuff, you can get an extra, 80% on, you know, damage boost, right? Obviously, Harry 3 is not that reliable, in my opinion. But, you know, there's still that. As for some other stuff, Agile Entry, like I mentioned before, she kind of seems like a tech unit. But again, she is a solid striker as well. Once you grid her, without a grid, she's kind of whatever, right? And then, you know, inertia build up is whatever, in my opinion. Like, if you're trying to use her just as a striker, just use support, right? As with all strikers, like, every striker should use supports. Like, literally every striker needs supports. Endurance, all that stuff, Out of My Way, MP refresh. It's just, like, really, it's a good grid. Obviously, and I do think Plumeria is slightly underrated. However, that being said, going back to the topic, is, you know, she's someone on this banner? No. Like, Serena's banner's up. Is Steven's banner still up? Anyways, regardless, if Steven's banner's up or not, like, if you really want to summon on something, summon on Serena's banner. Serena's just so much better than, like, every other unit of this game, except for maybe Alexam and Skyla, right? But yeah, Serena's just, like, so powerful. If you want to summon on something, just summon on Serena's banner. Or, again, if you want to save for Anniversary, you can do that as well. There really isn't any point in summoning on her banner. Again, both of these are just going to be in the pool anyways. And plus, like, again, Plumeria is not any, like, Plumeria is just good. She's not anything, you know, game breaking. And again, same thing with Lucy Seviper, which is good, but again, it's a 4-star. The chance of getting 4 stars are relatively high, in comparison to 5 stars, and you'll be able to get her, like, eventually on, you know, some other banner. So, yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Personally, I will be summoning on this banner. I think I have Plumeria 5 out of, yeah, I have Plumeria 5 out of 5, but I'm trying to get just one copy of Lucy Seviper. Personally, I'm a huge Pike Queen Lucy fan. She's probably, like, my second favorite character in the game. Overall, I like her a lot. If you guys can't tell from my Twitter account. So yeah, I'll be summoning her live when that happens. So tune in for that, I guess. But Anyways, that's what this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to my channel for some more Plumeria Salazzle content. I'll see you guys in the next one.